From Creamer Media in Johannesburg, this is the Real Economy Report. Cement producer PPC invited media in January to a tour of its slurry operation in the northwest and the construction sites of the 1.7 billion rand Slurry Kiln mine project, which is scheduled for first clinker production at the beginning of next year. David Oliveira tells us more.
The brownfield project, which started construction in October 2015, will increase cement production at Slurry from 1.2 million tonnes a year to 1.9 million tonnes a year, following first clinker production. PPC CEO Daryl Castle told Engineering News during the site visit that the SK9 project would replace outdated and inefficient kilns at Slurry and would ultimately result in the operation becoming more competitive. Further, the increased production at Slurry would help PPC attack the areas of South Africa that really make sense to deliver from Slurry. Castle noted that cement demand in South Africa is predicted to increase in the near future, and the increased production capacity at Slurry will help PPC take full advantage of the growing market.
It's about us being dominant, being the market leader, and making sure that we get the next part of the expansion in the South African environment.
Meanwhile, PPC Projects executive Leon Du Plessis explained that SK9 will replace the outdated SK5 and 6 unit, which will be demolished, as well as the soon-to-be mothballed SK7 unit. The SK5 and 6 units started production in 1959 and 1961 respectively, while SK7 started production in 1968. He pointed out that SK9 will also comply with National Environmental Management Air Quality Act requirements, which will come into effect in 2020. The Act requires that dust be limited to 30 milligrams per cubic newton meter of air across the site. Another component of the SK9 project will involve the replacement of the SK8 unit's electrostatic precipitator with a bag filter to ensure compliance with the Act's requirements. SK8 is expected to be recommissioned late next year.
In terms of environmental compliance, the complete SK9 as well as the refurbished SK8 will comply to the 2020 environmental requirements, and in layman's terms that's the equivalent of 30 milligrams per normal cubic meter dust emissions all across the site.
Du Plessis highlighted that while construction of the new kiln was unexpectedly delayed, the contractor, CBMI Construction, a subsidiary of Chinese company Sonoma, was able to progress the project sufficiently to still meet the 25-month project delivery schedule. PPC Senior Projects Manager Dipeen Dama explained that the SK9 unit will incorporate the latest technologies and energy-efficient systems in line with global industry best practices. He highlighted that the new kiln will also employ the latest generation walking floor grate type cooler technology, which significantly increases the heat recovery of the kiln.
SK9 incorporates many energy efficiency features relative to the existing Slurry Kiln 7 and 8 lines, and it also incorporates the latest technological developments. One of them being is we have a kiln line system with a 6-stage preheater design, which also includes an inline calciner. 6-stage preheater design being state-of-the-art with the calciner technology as well, which is best practice in industry, thereby offering the best thermal energy efficiency in terms of cement clinker production. And in terms of the kiln main burner itself, it's a multi-channel burner which allows for flame shape adjustment, so you get optimal heat transfer, which is important for the chemical reactions that take place within the kiln line itself. And we also have the latest 4th generation walking floor grate type cooler, where we have maximum heat recovery, which can be used in other process areas of the cement plant, and also helps reduce the total energy consumption as well.
He highlighted that the new kiln will also employ the latest generation walking floor grate type cooler technology, which significantly increases the heat recovery of the kiln.
In terms of the cooler design, it has been optimized in terms of the heat exchange between the hot clinker and air, and as per the OEM supply, where it's so great, it's more than 74% that is recovered from the hot clinker, and it's used elsewhere in the production line.
Other news making headlines this week: Sappi to invest $305 million in US-Europe mills. CSI's ambitious consulting engineering profession transformation strategy, and IBM launches free digital skills development platform for Africa. Sappi will invest $305 million over a 3-year period in some of its operations in the US and Europe.
Today, with our first quarter results, we announced some investment projects. One project in North America, which would allow us to increase our capacity for producing specialty packaging paper, along with our normal coated fine paper. And then in Europe, there's a range of projects, although the most important of those is changing the Maastricht mill also to focus more on specialty packaging. That's one of our major areas of growth into the future, along with specialized cellulose. And these projects will now allow us over the next 2 or 3 years to add a considerable amount of volume into that growth market, and at the same time pull back on the graphics paper market, which isn't growing anymore, and so we're trying to adjust the volume we put into the market with the demand from the market.
After taking a back-to-basics approach, Consulting Engineers South Africa is gearing up to tackle transformation within its membership base and throughout the industry.
So our objectives with respect to transformation is we have to increase the participation of black engineering professionals, men and women, at the various levels of member firms. Transformation of CISA's membership profile, and ultimately the consulting engineering profession is required. And we need sustainable growth and development of consulting engineering staff in the private as well as in the public sector. We have developed a set of strategies. It's not exhaustive, but it provides a good starting point for the development of a transformation action plan, which the CISA Directorate and the Transformation Committee of CISA will be tasked to develop and implement going forward.
Technology multinational IBM has launched a $70 million digital literacy and skills development initiative aimed at training 25 million people in Africa over 5 years.
The goal of the initiative is to actually train, create a platform for people that would like to learn about digital skills, especially targeted towards the millennials, age 15 to 34, to really permeate Africa with the digital skills and to empower them with the tools that they need to actually take their ideas into real applications. So there are 3 levels. The first one is what we call digital explorers, which are people that are interested to explore digital competencies, basics of digital literacy. We have digital innovators, which are people that actually are comfortable with technology, but they want to build their own apps, their own solutions for the different communities. And also the new collars, which are basically people that would like to actually get a job in the IT industry or related industries that are empowered by digital skills, and then they need some guidance, some education and certifications to actually aim for some particular jobs.
That's Creamer Media's Real Economy Report. Join us again next week for more news and insights into South Africa's real economy.